Man of Steel hour. Michael Shannon has been stealing scenes and creeping us out for more than 20 years as an angry schizophrenic in Revolutionary Road, a fanatic religious FBI agent in Boardwalk Empire, and a real-life cold-blooded contract killer in The Iceman. But nothing is quite as dark as his next role, General Zod.
You are not alone. My name is General Zod. I have journeyed across an ocean of stars to reach you.
These lawmakers, with their endless debates, have led Krypton to ruin.
I will honor the man you once were, Zod. Not this monster you've become.
You believe your son is safe?
You think you can threaten my mother? I will find him!
Ooh. Scary face. Please welcome Oscar nominee Michael Shannon.
I didn't want to scare you. I didn't want to scare you.
How are you, Michael Shannon?
They all know me, so it's okay.
You were fantastic in this movie. Did you have a good time? I mean, is it fun to play someone so bad?
I had a blast. You know, I was a little scared at first because I saw the original with Terrence Stamp, and it made a big stamp on me. No, no pun intended. But he was very scary, and I didn't think I could be that scary. And then Zach said, well, you know, it's really not about being scary. It's about being a general and taking your job seriously, and you're trying to save your civilization, which is something I think anybody can understand, you know? So I kind of just took a different approach and tried not to think too much about what happened before, you know?
Do you ever want to say to your agent, listen, can I just have a light little rom-com next time? Because honestly, your roles are so intense and
Right.
dark.
Well, yeah, but it's hard to feel bad about getting an opportunity like this. I mean, to play an icon, you know, in a story that means so much to this country, it's pretty exciting. I mean, I don't know. I'll do anything that anybody offers me to do. It's more a matter of them thinking that I'm right for those kind of parts, you know.
Well, a lot of people have thought you were right for a lot of parts, and no, it's been great. I thought you were amazing in Revolutionary Road.
Thank you.
That must have been a very challenging role to play as well.
It was. I'm a big fan of the book. It's based on a book, and I guess I have a weird sense of humor, but when I read the book and it got to those scenes, they made me laugh. I thought the character was
Really?
actually very funny.
When people saw this film, though, they thought, this Michael Shannon guy, he's got it going on. He's going places. And, you know, Kevin, as someone who's observed a lot of incredible actors through the years, why do you think Michael has been so successful? And what do you think he brings to the role of General Zod?
Well, you know, bad guys, a lot of people think, well, they're the easiest ones to play. They're also the easiest ones to play badly. You know? you get to do the dance, and I think that Michael plays it as a leading man. He owns the space that he's on, and I think that a lot of times we associate character actors sometimes like not having the weight of lead actors. It's simply not true. It carries it like a lead.
Thank you. I mean, for me, I know this sounds weird because he is technically the villain, but everything he's doing is from the heart, you know? And in a way, he actually really, there's a time in the movie where you think that Zod and Cal could actually have a non-adversarial relationship, and then, of course, it disappears. Yeah.
You have a four-year-old daughter, Sylvie. I'm assuming you're not going to show her this movie, right, Michael?
No, but she came to set. She came to set, and you were very nice. You actually said hi to her, and
well, she's got some competition with Amy's
exactly.
daughter, you know.
I think your daughter's gonna spend more time with Henry, probably, than mine. But there's a lot of families on this show. Very family-type vibe. which is ironic considering when you see the clips.
Yeah, as I've been saying, I think the movie has a lot of heart.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, which is important. Up next, the other man in Lois Lane's life, playing the Daily Planet editor, Perry White, Laurence Fishburne is here.
Coming up next.
You said you're so excited about this movie.
Everybody loves Superman.
And later, Man of Steel's fearless military hero, the unstoppable Christopher Meloni. That's later.
Free's very good.
Now get 50% off brake pads.
From Apocalypse Now to the Matrix trilogy to CSI, Laurence Fishburne has been dominating the big and small screen with his commanding presence for more than 3 decades. This time out, he's behind the editor desk of the Daily Planet.
I'm dropping it.
Whoa, just like that? Yeah. What happened to your leads?
They didn't pan out. The story was smoke.
I believe you saw something, Lois. But not for a moment do I believe that your leads just went cold. So whatever your reasons are for dropping it, I think you're doing the right thing.
Why?
Can you imagine how people on this planet would react if they knew there was someone like this out there?
So please welcome Laurence Fishburne. How exciting for all of us and the cast to have you in this movie. When I went to see you right before we started today, and you said you were so excited about this movie.
I am.
Why?
For a number of reasons. I think the first of which is that I'm a big comic book fan and collector and have been for a long time. I grew up here in New York. I'm a Marvel guy first, but everybody loves Superman. And I was a fan of the TV series. Of course, I was a fan of Christopher Reeves. Christopher Reeves was a wonderful, wonderful man. Incredibly sensitive, beautiful guy. Kind of reminds me of you in a way, I have to say.
That's a nice compliment.
But I also want to say, I just want to say that all of these individuals here on this stage, everybody in this movie, everybody is absolutely genius in what they do. I mean, Henry brings a sensitivity to Superman that's unheard of, like, so beautiful, your work. Amy's the real deal. There's a reason that this woman has been nominated so many times for an Academy Award. She's really incredible. Michael, I saw Michael do a play here in New York City. How many years ago, Michael?
15.
15
Yeah,
years
yeah,
ago.
yeah.
He did a play called Killer Joe with one of my uncles, Scott Glenn, who you know. And then I told you this when I saw you. What they achieved with this man in this movie is just earth-shattering to me, and in light of what's been happening in the Midwest, in Missouri and Oklahoma. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah.
Didn't I tell you? It's...
In fact, when I watched that scene, there's a very dramatic scene involving a tornado. I thought, gee, this is very timely. Is it too timely?
No, I think it's a gift. It's a gift that we get to touch people with what we do, and you wouldn't imagine that you'd get touched in the way that you do in a Superman sort of comic book movie. But what's great about this is it's so grounded. The performances are so honest. It brings it right into our contemporary world, and it's just really wonderful.
You know, reading about everything you've done, Laurence, from Othello to The Matrix to a recurring role on CSI, clearly you love the diversity of roles that have been offered to you in the past. But I didn't realize that you started acting when you were just 10 years old.
I started acting when I was 10 years old. Katie, when I was 10 years old, 11 years old, I was taking the train from Brooklyn to right around here, 66th Street, to do One Life to Live with Tommy Lee Jones and Tom Berenger, and that's what I was, that was Larry.
Clearly, you had a lot of ambition when you were younger, because I also read that when you were 14, you convinced Francis Ford Coppola to cast you in Apocalypse Now?
Well,
You must have been a very convincing 14-year-old. Look at you. There you are.
Yeah, that was 14. That was, yeah, 100 years ago. And, but no, I auditioned for the film here in New York, and I was asked how old I was, and I said I was 16. And then I was asked what year in high school I was in, and I started to say freshman, and then I said, oh no, I'm a sophomore. So I lied about my age, but it wasn't like they believed me. They knew I wasn't.
Well, we're so glad that it all worked out for you, because I think you bring such dignity to every role you take on, including this one. So. And up next, guess what? Christopher Meloni's in the house. He's trading in his badge for a uniform in Man of Steel. We'll talk with him about that right after this.
Coming up next, behind the scenes on Man of Steel.
I said, wow, I go, how did you do that?
And later, learn how to win exclusive Man of Steel and DC Comics swag just for Katie viewers. That's later.
And we're back with Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Kevin Costner, Michael Shannon, and Laurence Fishburne. Not too shabby, huh? But there's one more actor here from the supercast. You may know him as SVU Detective Elliot Stabler, but now he's Colonel Nathan Hardy in Man of Steel.
A good death is its own reward.
Whoa. Please welcome Christopher Meloni.
Thanks, Henry. I had her, though. I had her.
Yeah, that's right. Talk about an action-packed movie. I mean, were some of these scenes that I feel like you were in the middle of so many of them, Chris. Were they hard to shoot and hard to do? And I mean, I can imagine technically it must have been pretty challenging.
The most challenging technical aspect for me and what I had to do was when I pulled the submachine gun out, I didn't shoot the stunt guy next to me in the leg. Which I did it one time, and I went, are you okay? So, yeah, past that, you know, they're really very adept, very proficient at where they're putting the computer stuff in, where they're putting the people in. The technical wizardry that we all have at our disposal, and I'll give you an example. There's a scene where I'm in a helicopter, and it's now a dangerous part. The helicopter's not operating well. Zack Snyder, the director, pulls out his phone and says, here, this is what it's going to look like.
Oh, wow.
And it's so intense, you know, it's going like that. And, you know, light is going like this. And,
and fire.
Yeah, it's crazy. I said, wow. I go, how did you do that? He goes, I did it last night. I turned on my phone and I went like that.
Very high tech, right?
That's all there is to it. He said, yeah, and I just have a light kind of running around like that. So, you know, it's the technical wizardry is really, it's Houdini-esque.
Do you guys feel pressure? Because let's face it, when you do a Superman movie, inevitably, and when it's this big, this expensive, and, you know, 2 years in the making, it produces a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation and expectations. Are you worried at all about meeting those expectations?
Let me say this from my perspective. When I got on the set and I got a gander at him in the suit, I went, oh, that's Superman. There's no mistake there. Yeah. And I saw the cast list, and I was like, oh, okay. I'd already read the script. I went, wow. And then you bump into Zack Snyder, who's in charge of this multi-million-dollar machine, and every day he's like this, hey, how's it going? How you doing? He's like this. I never did not see a smile on that guy's face, and I went, oh, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Now, I probably could say the same about every man up here, but Chris, you're quite the heartthrob. You know, you have a huge female fan base. From SVU, no.
It's the first I hear of this, but continue.
There are a lot of men that like you as well, too.
No, LLCM. Ladies love Christopher Meloni, I'm telling you, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
This one episode, he got shot, and he's like, I'll get the baby. And I was like, yes, that is right.
Yeah, you get that baby.
And he's holding the baby at the sling, and I was like, yes, this is so good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Amy knows what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Well, you know, I know everyone here is dying to see the movie, so we're going to send you all home with some Hollywood movie money you can use to see Man of Steel at a participating theater near you. And up next, find out how you can get your hands on some exclusive Man of Steel and DC Comics swag. That's right after this.
I'm Tom. Closed captioning for Katie is provided by...
Take a look at the light in this color. Brilliant, sparkling, like a jewel.
That's Superior Preference by L'Oreal. Preference's light reflecting color is never opaque, always brilliant.
It shines and sparkles for weeks and weeks.
L'Oreal Superior Preference.
Your skin loses moisture all day. All day, Gold Bond gives it right back.
This has been so fun. Thank you all so much. Congratulations on the movie. I hope it's a big hit. And again, thanks so much to all of you. Christopher Meloni, Michael Shannon, Amy, Adam, Henry Cavill, Kevin Costner, Laurence Fishburne. Fun talking to you guys. Thank you. And by the way, Man of Steel hits theaters tomorrow. And to celebrate the 75th anniversary of Superman, you have a chance to get your hands on some exclusive Man of Steel swag, including Superman statues, Lego action figures, and even a Superman blanket. Or you could win a DC Comics package, including the first issue of the new Superman Unchained. You can go to our website to learn how you could win. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks again to the great cast. We'll see you next time.